Actually need a license to flip a house? The short answer is no, but having one can give you an edge. Before you spend hours and time and money on classes, let's break down when a license is useful and when it's not. So we'll start off with just answering the question, do you need a license to flip a house? Short answer is no, and the reason why is anyone could buy a house to buy, renovate, and resell it all by themselves. There's no need to have a license for it. So this can be easily done without a license. I've been doing it for years. I'm not a licensed agent. My partner Paul is, and it's just a proof that having one or not doesn't matter. Now, when it might look a little bit different is if you're regularly buying and selling other people's properties or representing clients, then you're actually listing a property. You're not buying the property yourself, renovating and reselling it. You're essentially finding deals for other people to do that work and then selling it for them. That's when you're going to require a license as a real estate agent. So the benefits of having a license, again, it's optional, not required. So first is you could get access to the MLS. So this is direct access to listings, comps, and other datas that a lot of agents provide us in the markets that we buy in across the country. And then you could also save on commissions for your own properties when you go to buy, renovate, and resell and list a property instead of utilizing agent. If you're licensed yourself, you could just place it on the MLS and handle all that negotiating and paperwork and everything else that you have to deal with on the sale of a house. Having a license also can open up different networking opportunities, build connections with other agents, brokers, and investors. Again, you can do this on your own, but being an agent will kind of give you other access faster. And then it could be extra income too, where you could take on some clients while you're flipping houses to list their properties and sell, or find them deals that maybe you can't handle right now on a flip, but you could give it to another investor and get a buyer's commission on that. So those are some few items on when it's useful. Now, the downsides to getting a license are, cost and time, right? You have to take licensing courses, exams, there's association dues, and there's just continuing education. There's also disclosure requirements since you're licensed. So licensed agents must disclose that they're professionals when buying or selling a home. And, it's just an extra step in the negotiating process when you're doing direct to home sellers. You have to let them know that you're not there to list a property, but actually buy the property as an investor. And again, it's just not always necessary, as I mentioned earlier. You could flip a few houses for a year, and the benefits might not be enough to outweigh the cost. Easily work with a local agent in that market to do the buying and selling for you, just focusing on underwriting deals and managing the rehab, things like that. Now, some alternatives to getting a license, find a great agent. Me and Paul do this in several markets that we don't have licenses in. When we're buying, renovating, reselling, we find a great agent in that area. We partner or work with them, I should say, and then we have access with through them through the MLS, and there you can walk. They could have send buyers in there, potential buyers in there to walk the house for us and give us advice on what contractors they utilize or recommend, things like that. And then another way too is, find maybe investor-friendly wholesalers out there. Wholesalers can bring you off-market deals without you needing a license. So that's another way to get deal flow without having access to the MLS. And with all these kind of like decentralization of sites out there, such as auction sites, Zillows of the world, foreclosure lists, county records, it's easy to find property data and get access to this data information than it was 20, 30 years ago. And so the benefits of having a license as an investor have gone down a lot you definitely need to have it to not as much anymore. So to recap, you don't always need a real estate license to flip a house, but having one can kind of give you insider access, cost savings, and some flexibility. So if your goal is just to start flipping, focus on learning how to analyze deals and fund them. And then you could always get a license later if it makes sense. So if you got some value to this, please smash the like button, subscribe it if you haven't already done so. And if you got any questions, let us know in the comments below. Happy to answer them for you. Thanks.